What's up guys, how's everyone doing? So today we're going to be talking a bit about the top 5 games that we need to come to the Nintendo GameCube Nintendo Classics for the Nintendo Switch 2. But before that, make sure you do like this video and subscribe to the channel for more Nintendo content in the future. At number 5 on this list that I'd love to see on the GameCube Classic is Mario Kart Double Dash. In my opinion, I find this game very interesting with the different concepts that you can actually do. So you can actually go on cooperative play, so one of you will be driving and one of you will be sorting out the items or throwing the items. Also, if you pair them up, so just for example like Donkey Kong pair, I'm sure you used to get like a big banana, I think, that you throw out at back. And it just felt a lot more refreshing than just jumping onto Mario Kart and doing the same thing. I know a lot of people might get a bit pissed with what I've just said then, but Mario Kart Double Dash does feel a lot more refreshing. Also, Nintendo Switch GameCube Classics looks like it's going to be online multiplayer as well. So it'll be very interesting to see what teams that people would actually make. At number 4 on this list, I'm not 100% sure if Nintendo would add this to GameCube Classic again. So this is Simpsons Hit and Run. I know my generation remember this coming out for one of the best generation consoles going, and that's the GameCube and the PlayStation 2. And I think it came out for the Xbox later on, I think. But if you don't know what this game is and you're not so familiar, it was pretty much GTA but Simpsons. So you get different outfits, you get different cars, you do missions. It also resembles, if anyone's remember it, Crazy Taxi. You can run people over, get chased by the police, you can jump through windows, you can jump through, I think they're called billboards and stuff like that. This game is a masterpiece and I still defend it to this day. But I know a lot of my generation would say the same thing. I'm not sure about the newer generation due to, you know, didn't get to play these games when they were younger or whatever. But this should be added to the GameCube Classic in the future. But before I go any further, I just want to say I haven't seen no leaks, I ain't seen nothing. So these games on this list, if they've been leaked, like I say, I've not seen nothing about them. So at number 3 on this list, we have Eternal Darkness. This game is absolutely unbelievable. It's scary as fuck. If you've never heard of it, it's pretty much a psychological horror game. So it's pretty much like Silent Hill and stuff like that. With a remake of Silent Hill and Resident Evils and stuff like that, this game is up there with scary as fuck like them. This game needed a remaster to this day. I have zero clue why they've never fetched it out. This is why I really do think they're waiting for the Nintendo Switch 2 to come out so they can remaster this game. This game is absolutely unbelievable. And like I said, if you've never played it and it doesn't come on the Nintendo Classics, please go and buy it. I think you can get it from around £20 to about £45, so I'm guessing that's around $50 I think. But I tell you now, you will not regret it. Especially if you're a horror fan and you've never played this game, honest to God, just go and pick it up. But like I say, I hope it does come to Nintendo Classics. That'll be absolutely insane. At number 2 on this list, we have Star Fox Adventures. I'm not sure if a lot of people actually remember this game, but this game was absolutely fantastic. Personally, it's one of my favourite Star Fox games of all time. So you're not just in a ship, you're actually running around and you're actually, you know, attacking enemies and stuff like that. But it is very, very interesting, this game. It does remind me a bit like Zelda. So this is why I'm really hoping that they fetch it to the Nintendo GameCube Classic. Also, I did have a little bits and bats with it where it were up and down because there were a couple of glitches. I'm not sure if anyone else experienced this, but when you were going down sliding down a mountain, mine just stopped halfway and just carried on going, if you get me. So there were no collision, there was nothing else afterwards, but you couldn't finish the mission because it just kept on going downhill. But you had to restart the mission and stuff like that, and it'll carry on going after that. But personally, this is generally my favourite Star Fox game possible. I know I keep on saying this, but GameCube was personally my favourite console, as well as the PlayStation 2, and most of the games on there are very underrated. If you've never played one of these and they never come onto GameCube Classic, get yourself a Gamecube if you can, a cheap one, and just play these games again. Relive them. They're absolutely brilliant. At number 1 on this list, one of my all-time favourite games, and definitely my favourite Zelda game, and that is Zelda Twilight Princess. This has got to be one of the best games ever been released. I know a lot of people are going to give me shit for that, but I really enjoyed this game. This game is absolutely fantastic. If you've never played it, and it doesn't come onto Nintendo Classics, highly doubt it won't. You should definitely invest into this game, and I promise you, you can put a lot of hours into this game. I think a lot of people love this game because it's definitely a fan favourite, is because of how realistic it actually looks and in different mechanics. So over the years we've had plenty of anniversaries, but they've not once mentioned Zelda Twilight Princess. But the fan always says, where's Twilight Princess? But now Nintendo Switch 2 with upgraded graphics, meant to have 4K in handheld mode and stuff like that, and it's the 40th anniversary of Zelda next year. So what's the better time to fetch Zelda Twilight Princess, either as a remaster or on the GameCube Classics? Let's face it, a lot of us absolutely enjoy this game and we want this game to come back. So next year I'm not sure if they're going to end up doing like an anniversary bundle with Zelda Twilight Princess, or if they're going to do a special casing for it or something like that. But this is one of the games that needs to come to Nintendo GameCube Classic. If they're fetching Wind Waker, I know a lot of people love Wind Waker, but let's face it, Twilight Princess is way better. I'm sorry, but Twilight Princess is one of the best games of all time. But that's all we've got time for today. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure you do like, make sure you do subscribe. Please comment down below your favourite Nintendo GameCube games and what Nintendo GameCube games you would love to come to Nintendo GameCube Classics or the new Nintendo Switch 2. But like I said, make sure you do like, make sure you do subscribe. We're going to be popping out these videos again. So it's going to be, I think there's going to be either 2 or 3 next week, talking about the new Mario Kart, and we're going to be talking about the new games for the future and stuff like that. Not long now until we can experience for ourselves for the new Nintendo Switch 2. But like always, stay safe, have a good night, make sure you do like, make sure you do subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.